wanted the end of the universe, but he couldn't make it. Now you can make it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming for teaceremony today. Actually, it's called Message in the Bottom of Teaceremony. So then, the first, I'd like to introduce my project and then how I bring that project into one day, while I was looking up and then observing space from the size of the cards,
I found a hole in the sky where space was coming down towards me like a drooping tail. I reached out and grasped the tip of the tail, which came free. Whilst I stared what was left in my hand, I imagined myself from above, standing there and then looking out into space from the surface of the round Earth. It gave me a chance to relocate myself in the universe. Of course, this could never happen. It's an artist's imaginary story. And so I decided to ask astronaut to capture a piece of space and to bring it back to Earth. And that's what happened in September 2010. Here is American astronaut Shannon Walker making a statement about the project.
I, Shannon Walker, on the 14th of September in the year 2010, hereby announce that on behalf of the people of planet Earth, we will perform an EVA to fill this bottle with a bit of outer space. We will then take this bottle back home, where it will serve as a memento of our endeavors and as a message of wonder for all people.
So today I took out from the cabinet. This is normally installed at the room in the back. So please take and then check what. So this is a structure drawing showing the design for the component. A glass cylinder is surrounded by an aluminum cover with a stainless steel valve at one end. So that's why one end is so heavy. And then there are many important things to consider in the design. How to protect the glass and the astronaut. How to connect the bottle to the spacesuits to stop it escaping. And how they could manipulate it wearing their thick gloves. And this paper was used to explain the purpose and the objectives of the project to the astronaut during their training. Next, I'd like to show you some footage from NASA TV taken on February the 28th, 2011. The mission for capturing space was carried out by two American astronauts, Alvin Drew and Steve Bowen, at the end of their 6 hours EVA mission. EVA is an extravehicular activity. Probably somebody recognized the song. Hey. I realized the mission has started when the crew on board the space station started playing Message in a Bottle song by the 80s rock group, The Police, which was a great surprise. Now it's a public display. As you may know, EVA are normally only used for space station maintenance and not for creating artworks. EVAs are serious and dangerous work. And so we asked them to perform the task near the airlock after their EVA work. And then take a memorial photo. So everyone in mission control was very surprised when the astronauts started to move away from the airlock after their EVA. And then I could hear in my headset people asking, does anybody knows what's happening? Where are they going? The astronauts had made their own plan, and it was a surprise to everyone. We began to realize that they were trying to find a good place to take a memorial photo. Somewhere they could get all the capsules and space shuttle discovery in the background. Of course, I was happy because they seemed to be enjoying the project. But at the same time, I was starting to worry that the glass in the bottle seems to be swinging around so much and hitting the structure of the station. So here you can see the bottle you have. I imagine that the photos would be captures really impressive scene in space. In front of our blue planet, it was a very surprising, exciting, and dramatic mission. I couldn't wait for a downlink photo to arrive. And this was the result. There were too many things are in the background, but when I zoomed in closer to the astronaut, I was very happy to find the blue planet was reflected in his visor. Unfortunately, we found that the glass had been damaged during the mission. And for the second mission, it was decided not to use astronauts because they were too unpredictable. So instead, the Japanese astronaut Akihiko Hoshide used the robotic arm to carefully collect the space. And we finally succeed in bringing space back home. Here we are checking the glass bottle. With the space mission now complete, we could start the grand mission, which travels the globe, giving many people the chance to hold in their hand this delicate glass bottle containing the powerful vacuum of space. We prepared a special mobile balloon dome so people could gather inside for the experience. We asked the visitors to express their thoughts, wishes, and concerns on paper, which were scanned to become part of a growing digital archive. Starting in Japan, we look for a special location, like I mentioned before, place that would raise people's curiosity. What's the nearest place in Japan to space? The summit of Fuji Mountain. And this is a Todaiji temple in Nara. It's 1,300 years old and home of the great Buddha, which is the symbolic statue of space and then nothingness. On the 30th November 2018, we brought the project to Subaru Observatory at the summit of Mount Mauna Kea in Hawaii. The bottle has traveled across the globe to arrive at this special place where we have an opportunity to look out and see a billion years back in time. It was interesting to think that we were all gathered there at the intersection of a different line of time and space, and how this little empty glass bottle can act as a catalyst for curiosity and wonder about where and when we are in this universe. As we continue to travel with the Message in a Bottle project, unique objects from different locations are collected and used for the tea ceremony. For example, Ishihaze Chawan tea bowl has created by embedding chips of rock from the summit of Mount Fuji. And Iwame Chawan, which has made with rocks chips from the summit of Mauna Kea in Hawaii. In this way, the Message in the Bottle tea ceremony continued to develop, enhanced by the addition of these new items, and it asks the questions, where and how do we live in this universe? These are the stone from Hanjo, the temple built in sometime 10th or 11th century. And then this is this wood comes from the Todaiji temple roof. So it supports the huge roof tile. So then almost the doors are the same time in the 11th century or something like that. But now they meet together in different locations. So this is how, now I'd like to bring you with me to upstairs. Okay, let's go. Okay, please go around and sit from here one by one. Please sit down, take a seat. And then the map on the table is showing the message in the bottle project map. So the yellow spot with the tag is the place I want to go. like England and Greenwich. Well, somebody mentioned me, I have to go to the Everest because it's the highest, but I can't deliver that. But now I add the Hong Kong for on the map. So this is from Tang Dynasty. So it's like a scoop, the water, then moon, and then exist the hand. So it's like I thought this wasn't belonging to me, but Okazawa-san brought this scroll. I thought it perfectly fits to the message in the bottle.
Perfect.
Yeah, and the next line.
The moon to the water in the hand.
Yeah, so because the moon is always too far to catch, too far to handle anything. But as now you can have moon on your hand, something like this. And the next line is like a play with the flower, and then the smell, sweet smell, is now filled in your clothes or something like that. So it's always just a watching thing, but if you use the different senses, then it becomes tangible and perceptible things in a different way. So I think this is a very good sentence for this project, I thought.
Well, it puts the aesthetic experience at the responsibility of the audience as well.
So now we start. So please take dessert by hand and then eat them before the tea is served. Maybe I take the menu. So today's the chaban in front of you comes from Johnson, the collections. So he kept he found this for almost 40 years ago in Taiwan.
Yes, in Taiwan.
Yeah, and then he kept for a long time. And then I found the last time when we have just a simple tea ceremony, then I found this is very good. And then I asked Johnson, and then, oh, you like it? Please take it. So then okay, this comes another addition to this project, the teaceremony project, that's perfectly. So then you can find Johnson's maybe the good eye, and then you can taste it.
It's a big honor for the tea ball.
Yeah.
To do in the project.
I think this used to be T-board. We're still looking for the person who made this. Must be Japanese, but it's found in Taiwan. So then we have to follow the history. Maybe we find the interesting history in the background. I found the tea container in Jindaten. And then I finished with prepared cap and then clothes, maybe, especially for this container. I think this must be made in Yuan Dynasty. So because it's the other ceramic piece is the pattern from the Yuan Dynasty. So I thought it's a perfect fit to this. So the Morino-san is also a ceramic artist. So he made this with the astronaut. And then this teaspoon, so normally we use the bamboo. And then actually this was made by the owner of the Tokyo Gallery in Tokyo. And then his mother made some small bags or so then after she died, normally we use the bamboo for teaspoon. Maybe it's good for change to a teaspoon. So the measure that his mother used to use. Now I think it's the perfect. Johnson and then the owner of the Tokyo Gallery arrived later. So then Johnson's the tea board belongs to Johnson, and then the teaspoon belongs to the Tokyo Gallery owner. Meet together here in another. So, please take and then drink.
Is it
Yes.
a way to take it?
Yeah, you can just take it. Otherwise, nobody can start.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, you do by yourself. This is each person. Don't worry. Thank you. He's always generous. Yeah, sharing the, yeah.
I have a report.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
Has a habit to share.
Yeah.
May I ask,
Yes.
is there a specific time that you enjoy tea and drink? Like in the morning?
Oh,
In the afternoon?
there's the people do it differently. Sometimes they start really in the night, midnight, with a lantern. So this is also mysterious and then impressive. And sometimes start 4 a.m. in the morning. Oh my God. Yeah. In this case, they first go to the bath and then start something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a special ceremonial matcha that you chose for this occasion?
Yeah, but you have to know the matcha arrived from Sung Dynasty. And then this is, okay. So this is the tea board with the yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So this tea board was made by Morino-san. The image of the galaxy. But this was I made sometime.
It's art.
This is the tea board, which has chips of Mauna Kea, Hawaii. When I had a lecture at the high school boys or girls, and then I have to tell them the different way of understand the artwork. Then I show them the tea board, and then there's, oh, this is tea board. Then wow, tea board, but very special. This has a, this stone comes from the top of the Fuji mountain. Then they said, oh, maybe the taste different. Well, I don't know.
Where does the clay come from?
Clay. So this was the tea bowl was made from very famous family, and then he asked take the clay from my place. So it's a mixture with the clay from my place, and then Fuji Mountain, and then made by the very famous ceramic artist. So it's very honor for me to have this
Combination.
Yeah. It's hot at the bottom. Be careful. But this tea bowl was made by the Morino-san's father. He's also very famous. And then there's a big surprise when he finished and then turned. Another tea bowl from Morino-san, another tea bowl from me, and then Morino-san, and Morino-san, and me. So something like that. そうね。これを片付けようか。Well, actually, this has the pattern underneath the backwards. So the Fuji mountain is painted. So this is kind of a surprise. Yeah.
This is your ball.
This is his father's. Okay, I'd like to do this way. So just yeah, this, and then hold. Yeah, you can touch. Yeah. Because you are now out of outer space. That's a Xiaoji. And Su Kong wanted the end of the universe, but he couldn't make it. Now you can make it. Yeah. Now sometimes children ask, "Oh, space is so dark. Why it's so transparency?"
Too scary.
So Matsui-san,
Yeah.
this is the second tube they actually collected.
Yes.
But then did the astronaut actually was a special flight to complete this project that they did not do the first time?
Oh, not the special flight, but it's each time is a special flight. Of course, they have to deliver the object in like a container. So this was the container used for the second round.
So the same flight.
Yeah. But I like to continue this project and then bring to the people as many as possible. I hope I can manage to go to the Antarctic. It's the axis of the Earth. So then holding 24 hours, automatically I can see the universe 360 degrees. So this is connected to metal bulb with a thin tube.
Yeah.
But after the Japanese agency bring back to Earth, they bring to the glass craftsman and then heat it. And then when it's heated and then getting higher temperature, then it gets softer. But the inside has no pressure. So then the air pressure here press the tube and then divide it. So then I explain, compare to this part like this is the part separated from the mother universe. So it's like a very bottom. Yeah. The vacuum inside is so strong, so then it's still the small things keep coming into the glass, even the glass.
Through the glass.
The guy who is a ceramic artist and made a tea-board for Fuji Mountain or Mauna Kea gave me for this, especially for this mission. Or maybe this fits because giving you an image, Pegasus bring the space down to Todaiji Temple, something like that.
Did you get this piece of wood from Japan?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Before I born, already I had. I mean, my father was also a ceramist. And then he's a good friend of the director of the Todaiji Temple. So he got many things from him. So then that's why I explained to you. This was already before, yeah.
So it was waiting for you 1,000 years.
Yes. Yeah, I think the tea ceremony is always something like that. You know, they combine the group of people. And then they connect the context of each things, and then find the different links. So this is I think it's amazing. And then this is, I think, perfectly fits to the message in the bottle project. So that's why. Okay, let's go move.
And there's also Matsui science work. And it's a topological form, which is the response to the mathematical equations of gravity on space. And that's why it's it is. This is also work by Matsui sensei. And it is it was actually made in Jin and Shanghai to do the same. But the form is actually a cosmological reference, and it is a topological form. So it has this very special effect that but it is cyclic, it is historical, and it has this sense of the necessary to fall.
Cyclic. The fish kun, so you never know how large, how big it is. And then he or she, the kun becomes bird, and you don't know how high it flies. And then move to the non-meat. And then non-meat is also again the CEO in the head of us. So that feels like the world looks like it's so going far away, but turns come back to the beginning. So then this is
Again, second clue. Good conical thick on that version. You won't know what that's.
Yeah, sorry. Please sit down and start writing in the paper. I will scan later. And then I put in the internet homepage, so then you can check later too. Oh. Yeah. Then I will send to the universe, your message to the universe. Okay, I sent to. Ready? Okay? Okay. Okay, next.
It's okay.
Send to universe. Oh, there's a URL is written on the surface, so you can check later. I will, but I try to change the form of the website, but it's still you have to add the information like a date or a place. So, but later I like to change more intuitional way. But still, if you write date and place, then you can check whatever you wrote. Yeah. So this way.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Send to universe.